G'day YouTube, Max Wright here, and a little bit of fun right here in the Bitcoin charts the last few days. So Bitcoin just in the last 2 days up from 35, stuck its head over $40,000. Right now we find ourselves at 40,700. So a little bit of movement, and you can see, so a couple of defining things about this trend is just the constant fake out. So over here we had a little fake out to the upside, then down here we had a fake out to the downside, and now we find ourselves back up here. It seems as though it's chosen this trend line as one of importance. It climbed up above it, confirmed it as support, and then kind of went off to the races a little bit. Now, a few things to discuss here. This whole downward trend has just been fake out after fake out after fake out. So I'm extremely skeptical of absolutely everything. Bitcoin has a trend. Bitcoin has a habit of doing things in a cycle. So about, I think January it was, we saw like 3 symmetrical triangles, just one after the other as we legged up. And then after that it did 2 bull flags, one after the other that went up. And then on this cycle seems to be the cycle of fake outs, right? There's another thing that happened. There's a thing going around, you probably saw it around the internet, the Wyckoff pattern that represented the top at that 65,000 K mark. And it looks like to me we are setting the inverse Wyckoff, which could be defining the bottom here. So that's a really interesting thing. So like pretty much all bets are off. Like in terms of trading and whatever else, just everything is really weird with Bitcoin right now. So many fake outs. It's just a dangerous market. I haven't traded for I think at least 2 weeks, and just staying out of it. Again, we're looking for this 42,000, these 2 orange lines here. We're looking for this 42,000 breakout, okay? That is something to before I really get excited. Up until then, I'm just like, whatever. We'll see. I'll do another video on the Wyckoff, by the way, but I haven't got that set up right now and I don't quite have time. But so that is an interesting thing. You'll see here this orange line. I've got my alarm set for 43,375. Just to come and look at the charts and see what's happening. But certainly 42,000 seems to be a pretty important critical line there. So got my eyes on that. I did want to mention, what else do I want to mention? Oh yeah, I wanted to mention Bitcoin dominance because I think this is actually my leading indicator right here for when Bitcoin is going to go a little bit silly in a good way soon. So I have a thesis that I'm going to personify it, but as Bitcoin's a person. But Bitcoin's like, okay, Bitcoin wants to go. It's bottomed. It wants to go. And as money comes in, there are still people living in altcoin season. It's like, oh, money's coming in. As soon as the market feels like it's going to be good, they feel like altcoins are going to skyrocket. And so money comes into Bitcoin, and money immediately goes out into altcoin. And what Bitcoin's going to do is it's going to try and go, and the money comes in, the money goes out, and Bitcoin pulls back and says, no, I'm not letting you go anywhere. Like, this is not happening. It's my turn. And so Bitcoin's, until we see a good, genuine breakout of the Bitcoin dominance cycle and a clear message, altcoin season is over, I don't think we're going to see these big moves in Bitcoin. So, just a thesis, right? And so I'm looking at the Bitcoin dominance as one of my important indicators to tell me that, maybe this is time to jump back in. So if you I will do this video on the Wyckoff pattern. That it's formed an inverse Wyckoff here, which it's quite a complicated pattern. I'm not going to show it to you now. I'll do another video on that. But if that is the case, then this absolutely represents the breakout, and so we definitely want to be keeping our eyes on it over the next few days. And another couple things that's just important to see: are we in the reversal space? One, FUD is having significantly less effect. Elon tweeted his Bitcoin broken heart, and basically like whatever, Bitcoin went down $1,000 or something. Like, other times he tweets something and Bitcoin can drop quite significantly. So the FUD is having a lot less effect, and it seems like we've had a flurry of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. In case you don't know what that is. And it's just a lot of negative news. Meanwhile, I'm just starting to see so much positive news coming into the Bitcoin space. So we've had the El Salvador thing. Huge deal. Bitcoin is now legal tender in little old El Salvador. But already I've counted Tonga, Colombia, Mexico, Tunisia, who like just all these countries all of a sudden just come out and say, oh yeah, we. And if you look at what it's done for El Salvador, it's like Google searches for El Salvador real estate has gone up 5,000%. There's just so many good things that come along with this. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if in the background there's people getting assassinated and stuff by people who want the US dollar to stay the world's reserve currency. So I bet you there's some bad stuff, but that's not public. The public stuff is all the good stuff. So that's kind of an interesting thing. So the effect of the FUD is very much dissipating. And a lot of good news is starting to come through. We'll see how this environmental nonsense plays out. I think we're winning that argument now that Bitcoin is actually not just not a problem for that, but in actual fact it could turn out that Bitcoin could be the savior and rapidly accelerate the movement towards renewable energies, and that narrative's kind of coming out. We did get confirmation the other day from Elon that Tesla did not sell their Bitcoin. We all thought they probably were, but it turns out they just sold 10% just to test liquidity, in his words. He did that via a tweet. And so Tesla still holds over $1 billion. Well, I'm not sure if it's still that, depending on what his buy price was, but he still holds around about $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. So that's an interesting thing. So yeah, now I will say, what's a negative thing? There is a negative thing here. Now you guys know, I've talked about it a lot, these vertical blue lines represent the last Friday of the month, all right? And at the last Friday of the month, there's the futures and options expiry. And typically, go back here, it's more obvious, that last Friday of the month represents the low in a 30-day cycle, all right? We're a little bit off here by a week. I won't go into why. I've explained that before. And it looks like here, there's an interesting concept here. So here, when this was going after that event, instead of going up, it went sideways. And then midway through the month, it collapsed. That going sideways, and I said it here on this channel, is a really bad sign. I want to see it after the options and futures expiry, I want to see it go up. Just like it went up here and came down to a higher low. It went up, and this one went down to a lower low. But this one, when it went sideways, that was not good. I did not like that. And we see the same thing here. For the first 2 weeks of the month, Bitcoin has gone sideways. And I haven't got the next Friday marked in there. I'll have to do that. But the fact that this has gone sideways, that's the one piece of negative news that I really don't like. Other than that, I think everything is looking really, really good for Bitcoin. And let me have a quick look at the indicators here. Let's see where we're at. We're on the daily, make sure we're useful. Okay, we see RSI climbing. We see stochastic RSI up top and not crossing down. Again, look at this, another fake out in the stochastic, yeah, that represents that fake out there. Just fake outs galore. And I'll say this, when we break above 42, I highly suspect that the hash ribbons indicator is going to flash by. If you don't remember, we are looking for these blue symbols to flash. That blue is a buy, all right? And a lot of people look at that indicator. So when that flashes blue, you'll see a lot of people jump in, I think. So it's really, really interesting. We've got MACD climbing. We've got money flow climbing. We've got RSI climbing. And when these things are going up and the price isn't, which I still consider this a sideways price for Bitcoin, that's divergence. That's bullish divergence now. We saw the opposite before. So we come back here and we see the RSI trending down, trending down, trending down. We see money flow trending down, trending down, trending down. And it was about here, Bitcoin price still went up. That was bearish divergence. The Bitcoin price was slow to follow all these indicators. So now we see the indicators starting to trend up. Now it's a little bit early, but this on money flow looks like a higher low. We got little higher lows here, but I really want to see a proper rejection here at some point to see maybe if that flips around. You see it kind of, we do go back and forth. Within that, there's little ones. And so right now, I just think we're in the little ones here. But it does look, if we extend this out, it does look that maybe the RSI's crossed, maybe just a little, not much. It's not enough to excite me at all, but it's the beginnings of perhaps bullish divergence. So something to keep an eye on. All right, guys, I haven't done a chart video for a while, a TA video, so I hope you enjoyed this. A little bit of movement in the Bitcoin price. When the Bitcoin price is interesting, I'll do the videos on the TA. If not, I will do more interview style stuff, which, by the way, I'm going to be recording right now. I start this interview in like 15 minutes. An interview with Eden Yago from Sovereign Coin. Really, really exciting stuff happening in the Bitcoin DeFi space. And I think we're just gonna, it's just with Thor, with Sovereign, and a few more things coming up. I just think that we're setting up for a massive, massive Bitcoin bull run here. And still, over the course of the year, I'm extremely bullish Bitcoin. So make sure you subscribe. Please like this video if you can. Let me know in the comments below. You think the Bitcoin price is going up? You think Bitcoin price is going down? Is altcoin season over? Or is there more to go? Do we need to see Bitcoin dominance go a little bit lower before Bitcoin takes back over and comes back? Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.